In order to understand what makes the experience of the 144,000 so unique, we need to look at what's going to happen between right now, today, and when Jesus comes back. A few years ago, I decided to study all the prophecies in the Bible that talk about the end of the world. I can still remember sitting in the airport in Sydney, Australia, and reading verse after verse that says that at the end, God's going to destroy this world, like back in Noah's day with the flood, but in a different way. I realized that all the people around me needed to know about this, and I felt like jumping up and telling all the people walking through the airport. But it's best not to do things like that, or you'll have security dragging you away. Instead, I started to think about how to help people understand the gospel so they can be saved from this catastrophe. One of the Bible chapters that talks about the end of the world is Ezekiel 9. The prophet sees 6 men coming into the city with weapons in their hands. One of them had a writing instrument. In verse 4, God tells him to do something. And the Lord said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. This sounds a lot like Revelation 7, where one messenger puts a mark on people before a big destruction takes place. In fact, they really are talking about the same thing. The destruction in Ezekiel 9 is the same as the winds in Revelation 7, and it's also the same as the 7 last plagues in Revelation 15. Before the 7 last plagues fall and the world comes to its end, what is Jesus going to say? We already know what he's going to say because it is written in Revelation 22, verse 11. He that is unjust, let him be unjust still, and he which is filthy, let him be filthy still, and he that is righteous, let him be righteous still, and he that is holy, let him be holy still. This declaration means that from that point on, whoever is righteous and holy will stay that way, and whoever is unjust and filthy will also stay that way. This is called the close of probation. When this happens, Jesus will finish his mediation, and he will get ready to come and take his people to heaven. Now think about what that means. The time for getting ready will be over. The plagues will be coming on the earth. The gospel's already been preached in all the world. And look at what it says in the Great Controversy, page 425. Those who are living upon the earth when the intercession of Christ shall cease in the sanctuary above are to stand in the sight of a holy God without a mediator. Their robes must be spotless. Their characters must be purified from sin by the blood of sprinkling. Through the grace of God and their own diligent effort, they must be conquerors in the battle with evil. When this work shall have been accomplished, the followers of Christ will be ready for his appearing. Then the church which our Lord at his coming is to receive to himself will be a glorious church, not having spot or wrinkle or any such thing. From there on out, right up until Jesus actually appears in the sky, people will be living on the earth with the work of getting ready for heaven all finished, but without a mediator, but they'll be overcomers. This is what makes the 144,000 so unique. This is why they sing that special song that we find in Revelation 14, verse 3. And they sung, as it were, a new song before the throne and before the 4 beasts and the elders. And no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth.